Hello everyone, and welcome to a video called Why Skyrim? Or at least, why Skyrim for me? Why is Skyrim such an important game? I wanted to have a discussion about how I started with Skyrim, what the journey's been like, and where I'm going with it. So, for me, the original journey with Skyrim goes back to late, probably fall of 2014. That's when I really first discovered Skyrim on my gaming radar. Up until then, I think I had been aware of it, but never even really viewed it. First time I saw some Skyrim video was around that time, fall of 2014, and it was modded Skyrim. And I looked at it and I was like, wow, this is beautiful. And then I did a little research into the video and found out it was modded. And I was like, wait, what does the game look like normal? So I looked up what the game looked and played like without any mods in 2014, and I was like, oh, that's why I didn't pay any attention to it up till now. Like, I'm like, ew, with that, but how do you do that? And I had not ever done any modding before. So I did a little research, and probably within about a week after discovering that first video, I had bought myself my first copy of Skyrim, and decided to do some modding. And a lot of trial and error, a lot of frustration, but a lot of victories as well. There was just a lot of reaching out to the community for answers. It was the community helping the community, and it was great. Back in those days, let's call it early 2015, I had a mod list of 30 mods and managed to get that working relatively stable. I mean, relatively, it's Skyrim. Relatively stable in 2015, and it was amazing. I was amazed, but it was really hard because I wanted to do twice as many mods as that. I wanted to do 60 mods. I was greedy, but I couldn't because I couldn't get it to be stable. It would just completely crash or not even launch. It was terrible. It was an ordeal, but I was like, well, this is great, but I wish I could do more. And then I continued to pick around with the mods and to play Skyrim, obviously, to enjoy it. But enough time went by, probably within a year, that I found someone who had 60 or 70 mods on their mod list and were playing Skyrim. I was like, what? How? I thought that was impossible. And so there went the fervor back, right diving headlong into the Skyrim pool, interneting myself to death, trying to figure out what it would take to put more, and eventually I got myself with a mod list of 60 and 70. I eventually got up to 100, 120. Most of those didn't last long. They only lasted a couple of weeks, and they began to develop huge holes in them that caused issues. I'd have to abandon them and redo it, but I was having a hell of a fun time. I had never I never felt like I was involved in game design, but Skyrim brought that to me. And I know many of you out there can relate to what I'm saying. So I continued to play Skyrim and mod Skyrim as much as I could. I am still, to this day, not an expert modder, but I'm not an amateur either. I'm somewhere in between. I do what I can with the knowledge I've got, and I try to gain more knowledge when I can, when I have the time and the ability, as most of us do with Skyrim. But in 2020, we all know something special happened in 2020. And for many of us, especially us here in Canada, it shut down life for about a year. I literally had my work shut down for 14 months before I could go back. So during that time, I played a lot of games, and at some point I thought to myself, Dread, why don't you just make a YouTube gaming channel? You're watching other people's YouTube gaming channels. You're watching a lot of YouTube and playing a lot of games. Why don't you combine the two and make your own channel? I thought that over for a couple of days, and I used my disposable income, whatever that is, and I ordered myself a microphone and a webcam. Things I knew nothing about. Ordered them, and as soon as they came in, I got them set up and working. I was going for it. Here we are. Got myself a green screen, which you can't see, but obviously. I got myself a green screen about a year later, but that's a whole other story. So yeah, I got into gaming videos, and it was still about 3 or 4 months at that point. Was it February of 2021 when I started Miss Valley Gaming channel over on YouTube, and it was a time of my life. I actually was a little sad when I went back to work. I wished I could just do what I was doing on YouTube forever, as many of us on YouTube wish we could. We could be self-sufficient and just do that for the rest of our lives, but it doesn't work that way. And yeah, but it was good fun. It was a learning experience as well. And I put out a lot of crap videos at the beginning, but I put out a lot of videos because I had a lot of time. I was pumping out, sometimes 20 videos a week, easy, on Miss Valley Gaming at the beginning. I was determined to get as much content out there as possible, hoping to get noticed. Because, when you're not noticed, you're getting like 3 views on a video, and it's pretty dejecting. Although eventually I learned not to count views so much and just not worry about it. But that took a long time to learn that. So what did I do on Miss Valley Gaming? Well, I did a lot of modded Skyrim. I did a lot of stuff that mod lists that I downloaded off of wabbajack.org when I found that site and installed and tried out. And I also did a lot of my own mod lists, some of which came out horribly, laughably bad, with bugs that you would not believe. Some of them turned out okay, and I played for a while. I did some videos I put up there on how to put together my mod list, how things were going as I was putting it together, and that kind of stuff. That's kind of how I started, too. But what else? What else did we do on Miss Valley Gaming? We did a lot of other games, and I would never be able to hit all the games we played, but just off the top of my head, a few that I wrote down here. Neverwinter Nights, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Sicko Island. I met the developer of Sicko Island, a small game, single developer. Great guy. Really enjoyed meeting him. Outlaws of the Old West, despite being a buggy, abandoned game, was still fun as hell, and you have to know the community to know how to play that game. The Outer Worlds, Elix, Horizon Zero Dawn, Star Wars The Old Republic, The Witcher 3, Dead Island, Generation Zero, Greedfall, Cyberpunk 2077, Red Dead Redemption 2, Days Gone, Jaws of Extinction, Saints Row the Third, and a lot of Conan Exiles and stuff as well. There's a lot of other stuff that we tackled in there for sure. I branched out on Miss Valley Gaming into other things that weren't just gaming as well. We did album reviews. We did sports videos. When I say we, I mean me. We had conversations about mental health. Those were really good and really touching. I really appreciated the responses I got to those. Those are great. We did some B-movie reviews, and we did even some music reaction review videos and stuff. We got pointed that way by a good friend, and that was a very interesting time of my life. I would never have abandoned doing music reaction videos because they were getting a lot of views, honestly. People were responding well to them and stuff, but I came up against the laws of my country, which had tightened down, and reaction videos in my country are very, very difficult to do with anything that's copyrighted. Yeah, they send you get sent notices not just saying, hey, we're taking all the money from any of these videos earn, but we're letting you know what you're doing is illegal in Canada. So in the end, I had to look at myself and search my conscience and say, in good conscience, I may disagree with legality of this, but I have to stop doing this. I can't put out videos for free that are getting thousands and thousands of views and spend all my time doing this when the money is going to large corporations of record companies and things, not even to the artists, the lawyer fees and everything else. And then meanwhile, YouTube continues to let me know I'm doing illegal things. So great on you if you guys can do reaction videos to music and everything else. I love watching a lot of those, but I just could not continue doing it. Not in my country. So yeah, we branched out a lot of Miss Valley Gaming. So we created a separate channel, Miss Valley Skyrim. In June of 2022, I decided to take the plunge and take Skyrim and kind of veer it off from the main channel, as you will, create a second YouTube channel. Well, about that time, we also created ourselves a Twitch channel, which I go through once in a while, and sometimes I put, do some stuff on Twitch, but I really don't get noticed there at all, and it's kind of a frustrating. I feel like it's banging my head against the wall, so I don't want to say I ever abandoned Twitch, but I'm not a regular there. So yeah, June of 2022, we created Miss Valley Skyrim. Again, started that out with showing off how I'm putting together my own mod lists, created many of my own mod lists there and played them for Skyrim, obviously. downloaded many more off wabajack.org and tried them, some which I enjoyed, some which I didn't. And it's been a great experience. Again, it's been modding, it's been telling stories. I love to tell stories. I love to create characters and tell stories. I am a storyteller at heart. I've always wanted to be an author. Unfortunately, I have ADD. I never finish anything I start, so being an author kind of is out for me, but this is the way to get my art and my creation out there and to tell the stories in Skyrim, and I really do appreciate that. In August of 2023, we created a third YouTube channel, Mist Valley Entertainment News, and that's been really cool because it took off after a couple months, and that's been really exciting. And again, took off does not mean we're monetized. Although Mist Valley Gaming did get monetized, but when you only make about $2.10 a month, it doesn't really mean anything, and I don't bother to pick up my checks because at that rate, I would only get a check every 50 months. So yeah, I don't actually get any money yet from YouTube, although technically I make money. Yeah, making money on YouTube is not all that easy, especially in the gaming industry. It really isn't. What else can I tell you? Mist Valley Entertainment News, like again, it's been a chance to share the news with people and invite them to come in and share their opinions on the news that I'm talking about. And it's been great to have conversations with people, meet people who think like me on some things, and meet some people who maybe think a little bit differently than me on some things, and that's fine too. And then meet some people who completely think differently than me and want to attack me for my opinions, which, hey, they want it, bye-bye. So, as always, being on the internet, interesting stuff. And then we went back to Mist Valley Skyrim here, and in early February of 2024, we changed the name of it to better reflect what I wanted the channel to be going forward. We changed it to Mist Valley Mods with a Z. And so we're continuing to showcase, right now, still doing it, modded Skyrim on there. Currently, I don't have my own mod list. I am in the early process still of creating a new Skyrim mod list for my own play stuff. With all the updates to Skyrim that, I don't want to say just happened, that Bethesda is forcing on us to break our mods. It hasn't been a fun experience. I'm just kind of letting things calm down before I re-tackle that situation. But I do plan on making a mod list called The Hill. And I have a lot of it upstairs, some of it written down on paper, but none of it actually put together on my computer yet. But hopefully that'll get done sometime this year. Hopefully earlier this year, but sometime this year. And in the meantime, we've been playing on Tempest Maledictum, where I've made a few tweaks to the Tempest Maledictum. Tempest Maledictum by Lively can be found over at wabajack.org, most likely. If not, look up the Discord for it and find it there. A lot of these mod lists have had problems with the updates, so some of them have been taken down for Wabajack, at least for a time being. I don't know about Tempest Maledictum. I've been busy playing on it on the version I've got. I'm not busy hanging out on wabajack.org myself. But, been enjoying the stories I'm telling there. Got more stories to come there still. I've got a list of stories I want to tell on my own mod list later on. So, as long as, Bethesda has not completely ruined the ability to mod Skyrim, we will be doing stories about Skyrim characters and Skyrim things in Skyrim. But we switched the name to Mist Valley Mods because first thing I'm bringing to the channel that's non-Skyrim is coming pretty soon, and that's going to be modded Dragon Age Origins. Going to go back to a classic game, mod it, see how much better it looks and runs than it did before. More minor tweaks probably than anything, but getting through Origins and Awakenings. For those of you who've never experienced that story or want to go back and experience it with me, keep an eye on the channel for that. And we'll be getting to other modded games later. That's the whole idea, is bring in games that I will mod, and then we'll play them on Mist Valley Mods. And that's just what it's there for. It's be able to show off what mods can do for games. So hopefully that's something you all enjoy. This has been my Skyrim experience. I mean, I'm very, very grateful to Bethesda for my Skyrim experience. At the same time, I hate them with a passion. I think they're a lazy company. I think they're a crooked company, and I don't ever want to purchase anything from them again, ever, whether it be mod or game. But at the same time, without the base game of Skyrim, which is a buggy fucking mess, but is still amazing, without that, the modders would not have been able to create the amazing things they're still creating to this day. So I have to thank them for that. I will forever be thankful to them for that. But never again will I trust them. Never again, because they are stabbing the modders in the back all the time, laughing while they do it. They just don't care about anybody but themselves, and I kind of hope they fold up one day and just go away. But that's just my opinion. Yours may be different. So that's my Skyrim journey. That's why Skyrim is being covered by me on YouTube and occasionally over on Twitch. And it's what my Skyrim journey has been like. Drop down below and let me know what your journey with Skyrim has been like. When did you discover Skyrim? Have you got involved in modding it? If so, when? And what kind of form did that take? How much help was the community? What mod lists have you enjoyed? How have you enjoyed putting together your own mod lists? What are your thoughts on Bethesda currently? All that kind of stuff. Let me know, because I love to read your comments. By the way, if for any reason you make a comment, it does not appear right away. It'll be because some of my channels, due to past things, I have to actually approve comments before they show up. So just be aware of that. It may take me a few days sometimes to go in and approve things. But I appreciate your views, everybody. Appreciate your time. Keep on Skyrimming until they take it away from you. I'm Mr. Ed. Good night.